season one?
Yes.
That's hard to top.
I think, I mean, that's something that I hear all the time is that, and I'm even a believer of this. Once you hit 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, or you get all these accolades here and there, you can't get higher than 100%, You literally cannot get higher than 100%. And I think if we don't get, there's nothing higher, but if we don't get 100% again, I would be surprised. Because the stakes are raised, the action is immense, and the people that we've added on to this season really do there's like little things that we're missing here and there, and they really do fill in those gaps. Yeah, well,
thank you.
They really do fill in those gaps perfectly.
So what's it like being in this iconic series? I mean, it goes back generations.
Yeah, so it was a little bit of intimidating at the very beginning, and I remember when the first trailer dropped for season 1, a lot of the comments were like, is this a joke? Is this a parody trailer? Who created this? They're gonna, I don't want to curse, but they're gonna mess up, what the Karate Kid was, and dang it, why are they doing this? And it came out, and all those people were like, all right, that's kind of cool, like, whatever. So, going into season 2, it's so awesome to see. My favorite thing is going out to these conventions and seeing fathers and mothers come up with their children and having the children be like, my dad got me into this, I love you guys, like, you guys are so cool, and having the dads be like, Johnny, Lawrence, and Ralph, and Ralph, they were my childhood heroes, and now my children, like, they get to look up to you guys, and that's something that is unparalleled. There's no feeling like going to these conventions and meeting kids and meeting adults that are like, thank you for doing a great job with this. And it's not only myself, it's kudos, definitely. All of the credit goes to the writers, the directors, and my castmates, because they really, we're all just small pieces in this much larger being. So it's just such a blessing.
And Latino representing,
yeah.
So what was it like taking this kind of sweet guy, and now we're seeing him turn into like this, Johnny as a kid? How was that for you?
So, first of all, I'm going to say it flat out, I feel like Miguel doesn't feel like what he's doing is wrong. I think Johnny is very much a father figure to him, and because of that, he wants more than anything to make him proud, and sometimes that means doing something that isn't regarded very well in the competition community or whatnot, and what he wants more than anything is to win for Johnny Lawrence. And because of that, going into season 2, we see how Johnny feels about that, and we saw there's like a teaser around right now, and he does not take it well at all. And I think it's a big wake-up call for Miguel, and he's definitely getting back on the right track.
Is your martial arts, and do you have to practice? I mean, what are you, like a boot camp?
So I would say, we film in Atlanta, and there's not too much to do in Atlanta. So because of that, we probably spend definitely an hour stretching every day, whether it's before you go to bed or right when you wake up, an hour of stretching, just because we're doing so many crazy kicks and so many like wild stuff out here that it's so easy to get really limber and hurt yourself. But 2 to 3 hours of boxing every day, and that's because, although it's a karate-based show, a lot of our fights happen outside of the dojo and outside of the, the competitive scene. So making sure that you have those haymakers, those big, long punches, and that it looks good is a lot of what we work on.
Now, coming in, when you first started, did you know a little bit, or like your character, you learned how to?
I definitely learned with Miguel. Like I did a year of karate, and that was in the first grade, and it helped me. It was like it didn't help me at all, going into the first season and the second season. So I was definitely learning with Miguel, learning how to kick, learning how to punch. All of that stuff is very real. And thankfully for that, because I wasn't pretending to suck. At the very beginning, it was hard for me to do this stuff. Even we probably did an hour of push-ups. And I was I had never done more push-ups in my whole life, and all of that is very real.
Like, I need extra pay.
Yeah, no, not extra pay, but like
I'm kidding.
I need a day off. My arms are noodles, so that there is a lot of training that goes into the show, but the payoff is immense.
Do you shoot in order or?
So we shoot in order in the sense that we shoot 2 episodes at a time.
Okay.
But at the very end, there were scenes from like episode 2, episode 6, like from the beginning that we did have to pick up again. But for the most part, we shoot them, we shoot 1 and 2 together, 2 and 3, so on and so forth.
Did you draw from your high school days or your past experience to develop the character?
Yes, it's funny that you say high school days because I'm going through high school right now. I'm a senior in high school.
So you got plenty of material to draw from.
A lot of the stuff that Miguel goes through and a lot of the high school students is very real, whether or not it happened to me personally or I know someone who it happened to. It's easy to draw from because I'm going through that right now. I can't wait till they, start seeing where Miguel goes to college because that's something that frightens me right now is figuring out where I'm going to college just as a high schooler. So yes, to answer your question, yes, that is something that I appreciate that they're going about it authentically and that they give me a lot of leeway when it comes to even things like, what is the lingo? What do you guys say? Do you guys still say swaggy? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Stuff like that is very. I appreciate the directors and the writers for giving us for keeping the leash long in that sense.
What do your fellow students think about your own?
So this is funny because this is the only project that I've been in that they would have seen. Usually it's like adult stuff, but being on a project that my classmates see is pretty cool.
Cool. Thank